Hey there, YouTube audience. There is a very famous book um, written by Douglas Adams called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And in this book, um, there's an argument put forward against the existence of God. And the book is a novel, it's fictional. Um, but I thought I would take a look at this argument. And the argument is based on a creature called the Babel fish. And what the Babel fish in the Hitchhiker's universe is, you stick it in your ear, and you can understand any language that you're hearing. So the um, since there is no such thing as an actual Babel fish in the real world, whenever you hear the term Babel fish, just substitute intelligent design inference or the teleological argument um, for that term. And I'm not sure how Douglas Adams takes this argument. He is, or at least he was before he passed away, a non-believer, an unbeliever. My suspicion is that he didn't really take this argument very seriously, or any argument for or against the existence of God. He seems to be perhaps an empiricist, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So what this argument is, it says the first premise is that God wants us to believe in Him, to have faith, and the Babelfish um, cries out for explanation as a designed creature of God. So these two observations are said to be logically inconsistent with one another. So on the one hand, God wants us all to believe in Him, to have faith, but yet we can know with certainty, because of the Babelfish, that there is a God. But if we know with certainty that there's a God, then there's no room for faith, and God disappears. It says, "I never thought of that," and disappears in a puff of logic. So that's the argument, and what this argument is, um, it takes a faulty view of faith, a belief, a religious belief within Christianity, for example, which I hold to. There's other faiths as well, but within, of course, but within Christianity, to have faith that something is the case or true is not to say that there's no evidence for it. I've done some videos on my channel about faith and reason, and also about the teleological argument for the existence of God. But faith, as I explained in the faith and reason videos, is not just believing something for no reason at all. It's believing something for a reason. We trust in God because He has proven Himself faithful to us. So the proof comes first, the fact comes first, the reason comes first, and then the faith. Faith is not just belief in the absence of evidence or in denial of the evidence. It's accepting the evidence, accepting the data, accepting the logic where it leads. So because of that misunderstanding of faith in the argument, once we have the true understanding of faith, the argument doesn't go through. God does want us to have faith, but He has also provided us with sufficient evidence to base that faith upon. And one example would be the Babelfish, or in the real world, things exhibiting design, pointing to a designer. And there's other arguments for the existence of God as well, which I also talk about in some of my other videos Um, so faith, it can be rational. It doesn't have to be blind. We don't have to take a leap of faith, as Kierkegaard or Kierkegaard, or however you say his name, said. We can know that what we believe is true. In the book of Hebrews, it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's evidence, it's substance, it's substantive, it's substantial. We know that what we believe as Christians is true because the facts were there first, then we have faith. Um, so, yeah, I just wanted to take a moment because this uh, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is kind of tongue in cheek. There's a lot of humor in it, um, but this idea of um faith and reason being in conflict, which is a real world um uh, a real world view that kind of undergirds the argument in the fictional book in the Hitchhiker's universe. Um, that a lot of people have read this book and may have been wondering how to correctly think about that kind of an argument, even though it was written in a tongue-in-cheek, make-believe um, uh, world. Um, so I hope that helps to clarify if you have been exposed to that argument or that book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and weren't quite sure how to to think about that. And again, I'm not sure if Douglas Adams himself thinks the argument is good or not. If there were a Babelfish, and if um, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy weren't a novel. But that's what I think about the argument. Thank you.